What up? My name's Nick, and today we are going to talk about the Multiband FX 3 inside of Bitwig. Pretty cool device. Use it quite a bit when I want to split my audio. Split frequency device, pretty much. For me, you can use it in other ways for like sound design, stuff like that. But anyways, let's get right into it. If you like the video, make sure you like it, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay notified for these videos. Yeah, let's do this. So the first thing I want to talk about, the Multiband FX 3, what this video is about. This is pretty much what it does. You have low, mid, high, and these bottom knobs right here are the gain, so you can turn up the low or the mid or the high. You see right here where it has the actual hertz and kilohertz. This is where you can separate the sound. So the only one it doesn't have this is the mid, because when you move this and the low and the high, it actually makes room for the mids. It's pretty cool. Everything in the low, it has a spectral analyzer in the back. When it's turned on, you'll see red, that's the low frequency, yellow is the mid, blue is the high. And what's really cool about this device is you can add any effect into that certain range of frequency, like the highs. If you click on this, you can actually import devices inside the highs, and vice versa with the mids and then with the lows. And I'm going to show you how I use it pretty much, and what you can do with it. You can do a lot of stuff with it, probably more than what I'm talking about. I have this whole setup right here. It's turned off. I'll let you listen to the sound I made in my Focusrite pack. It's a melody, and I'll let you listen to it. Kind of noisy, really noisy, kind of raspy, distortion, a lot of distortion. And I was like, that sounds like it could be cleaned up a little bit. So that's what I did. I actually used the Multiband FX 3 to clean up this loop right here. And so for the lows, I added some distortion because I wanted to keep the grit. The mids has a comb filter. It makes it sound really kind of robotic sounding. And then the highs has a ROM, a little bit more of reverb for the highs. I think I spaced it out a little better so it has more space inside the loop itself, and it makes it come together and sound really good actually. So I'll let you listen to it without it one more time. And then I'll play it with the Multiband 3 and some EQing, a little bit of EQing. I'll turn the EQ off so you can hear it. And the reason I EQ'd it is because the low end was a lot. There was a lot of distortion. That's why I EQ'd it the way I did. I really like the Multiband FX 3. You can do a lot with it. You can put way more than just one plugin per a slot. The only reason I just put one in was just for an example. And the next example is pretty cool too, because I did a little bit more than just cleaning it up. And I'll play this without it again one more time, and then with it so you can hear it. It's not so high pitched. It's a little bit tamed. The sound is a little bit more tamed, and it sounds really cool. So the next one is another loop from my Focusrite sample pack. You can get that on my Gumroad. Link will be down below. Same thing. I EQ'd a lot of it because this one gave me a little bit of trouble, and the low end isn't too much. Like, the low end's pretty good on this one, so that's why you can see I just cut off a little bit of it. So what we got on this one is ROM on the low end. We have a distortion on the mids, and then on the highs I have more like a bit crusher, the bit 8 from Bitwig Studio. So I will turn it off, let you listen to it, and then I'll turn it on. The cool thing about this is if you go up on these lows, you can actually get another tone inside of this loop. So I'll let you listen to that. You can. It's very faint, but it gives it a good, I guess, character to the sound. You hear that din? It's a hit, and it rings out din. It's with the low end. It's really cool. Let's turn up the low end all the way, and we'll probably get some pretty cool sounds out of this. Yeah, it's distorting real bad, so if we just put a compressor. It sounds really unique. It gives the loop a whole new different sound. Sounds cool. And then if we take this low end all the way out, the sound's really flat, and there's no low end. It doesn't sound very good. But I really like when this low end is up, probably around the 600 hertz mode, and we don't have to turn it up very much. Maybe about, let's do 3, and then we'll turn the mids down, and then we'll turn the highs up around 6. Make the highs go a little bit more up around the 5K area, so we can have some mids come in there and breathe. That right there sounds really good, really magical and mystical sounding. And another tip on this before we go, if you want to like see what this is actually doing, you can actually turn these all the way off to 0 so you don't get any sound from them, and then you can play the sound and it'll play just the low. That's usually how I dial in my effects with the sound. I usually turn them off, and then I'm like, oh, that sounds good, and then I'll just remember like, oh, I had this at plus 4.4 and that's where I liked that sound. But it can change, because if you add more, once you add more devices into the mid and high range, you will actually mess with the levels of the low, mids, and highs, because you'll start making it sound a little bit better instead of just going back to what you were doing. So you could say, oh, this was at 4.4 or 5, and you turn these up and you're messing with all these, and then you're like, okay, maybe we have a little bit too much low end, turn that down. It's all about your ears and what you think sounds good. That's what it's all about. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay notified for these videos. New music coming soon. Yeah, awesome. Just life's great, you know. Just been chilling, making music, making sample packs. I'm working really hard on this next sample pack. It's turning out really well. I've been writing a lot of new music and using these drums from the sample pack I'm making, and the drums sound really good. I really like what I did with the drums in this pack. But yeah, catch you guys later. Peace. Bye.